One sec, I need to put my headphones in.
Hello?
Hey, you hear me all
Oh,
right?
wait, hold on. Why can't I hear you? Can you hear me? What's going
So,
on? Hello?
hey, you hear me? Hello, mic check 1 2 1 3 1 5 1 6
What's
1 2
going
1
on?
3 1. Hello, 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 hello. You hear me enough? How are
Okay.
you?
Hey, I can hear you. What's going on?
Not much. Nice to see you again. It's been 1,000 years.
I know it's been so long. How have you
It's been
been?
like 4 years, probably.
It has. I
Isn't
think the
that
last time
nuts
I
how
saw you,
fast time goes?
especially during these times, it goes like this. I think the last time I saw you was in like at some birthday party.
I know. Or I think I remember us meeting in like Manhattan and like speaking like at a table or something.
Really?
I
I
don't
don't
remember
know.
we met in public at one point, like somewhere outdoors. Isn't that funny?
I have no clue. At that time, maybe possible that I would not even remember because I was moving like that.
I know, but who cares? We were all kind of crazy back then.
Right. It's New York, right?
Yeah, you got to go a little bit insane to get normal.
I feel like that. I feel like New York brings out the worst of you so that you could see, like, all right, I
The
could do a little bit
light,
better than this.
find the light after you get the darkness, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Well, we needed both, man. Like, you got to go into the depth to come back out because
Right. And New
it's all
York is
real.
the depth. I feel like
America is
New
insane.
York is
I left it twice.
really. Why did you leave New York?
I needed nature, actually. I miss trees.
You know what's funny? So my family's from Georgia,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
every time
My
I
family
visit,
is from Alabama.
no way.
Yeah,
Southern
yeah.
high five.
Oh, can't fuck with the South.
It's exactly.
Yeah, no, you can never.
Every time I visit, I'm like, and I have to come back to New York, I am so mad because New York is so gross and claustrophobic and concrete. You're lucky that you got out of it.
Mhm. I know. I mean, I left it like, not like because I like it, but like, I got like a little bit like claustrophobic and the winters were so hard. And I was like, let me try something different. I moved to Vermont for a year and that was worse than New York actually at the end of it.
What?
Because my opinion on Vermont is like feet on the ground, head in the clouds. They don't really like get work or reality. They just smoke weed all the time and just garden and they think that's what like progressivism is. It's like it's worse than San Francisco.
Right.
I just I had a hard
No
time there and
way.
I left, I went back to the city and then I arrived back in Connecticut lately.
In Vermont, what was you said they were like called kind of like hippy dippy, but are people like normal people there, or is it more like
There's
a
a lot of
wealthier?
normal people there too, but there's a lot of rich people too. It's like New York, but it's all like white countryside, rural homes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Ugh, got you.
So
Got you.
it's very
That
detached
makes
from
sense.
reality. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't understand reality basically.
Right.
Like Vermont is very much like, oh, they're the
And
worst kind of
Connecticut's a bit more
they're the
real.
worst liberal New Yorker. Vermont is the worst liberal New Yorker. They're like, oh
I can't I
my God.
can't imagine a version of liberal being worse than like regular New Yorkers.
What is a regular New Yorker though? They're so different. You know what I mean? Like every New Yorker is regular in their and weird in
Right.
their own way. New York is better than Vermont. I said it.
That's right. I guess so.
I said it. Bernie should have never left New York. He should have stayed in Brooklyn where we needed him. And he should have ran as a New Yorker, maybe, because I
Bernie,
miss that
bro.
guy. I'm a Bernie bitch, yeah.
I didn't know that you were a Bernie, bro. Okay, let's go for the Bernie
Mm-hmm.
Bros.
He was the only good politician we ever had.
Right,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
He was the only real
Were
one, dude.
you
You know what I
were
mean?
you not an AOC type of person?
I like AOC. I think she's good too. I don't hate on her. But I have
I
complex
like
political
Bernie.
opinions. People think I like Joe Rogan. I think Candace Owens is half right. So people don't really like my politics.
Wait, can we get into this because
Let's go.
I'm
I'm right.
intrigued. Well, I'm intrigued by you in general,
Oh,
but I am intrigued at this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
at
I'm
these
moving a
out.
candle over here. It's kind of funny. I was like, I need to put the Guardian Angel candle there. And then
Yes,
turned out the lights
Es-
for a second, like a relaxer in
especially
here.
if you have me on the screen, need you
Yeah,
definitely need a
no,
guardian angel if I'm here.
balance. No, you the Guardian
All
Angel.
right,
Don't front.
so I I like Candace. I'm not a big hater of Candace. I think I'm more in love with people who are able to articulately express their opinion,
Like,
right? Like everyone's on this like kind of cancel train,
all right.
but we live in a society
Oh,
where you're
why?
supposed to be able to speak freely.
All right, that's what I would say.
Exactly.
I respect Candace. Yeah, I would never tell Candace to not talk.
Right. We were talking earlier about her views on like rappers, female rappers.
You're right.
And I said
Yes, they are.
like it's crazy because they don't get worked up about the men who are gatekeepers for the industry who would use Cardi B for her body and
Yeah.
for, sexual favors. But then when she uses her body
They don't like it.
for leverage, they're like, the
They're
world is
like,
ending.
oh no,
Women, ah,
women are the worst. It's like a witch hunt at that point, right?
right.
I know.
Exactly.
I know. I think it's really fucked in the head. I don't get it, but I don't care to have to unravel other people's minds. You know what I mean?
Facts.
They can be as crazy as they want to be.
Facts.
I'll stay here not giving a shit about politics and letting Candace Owens make money off of entertaining people with her pretty intelligent, most of the time, thoughts. But the thing is,
That's
she
a
is
fact. She
misogynistic
makes
in
them
a lot
mad
of,
too.
she makes
Or
a ton
she
of money,
was.
man, off of men. That's the issue because men got the money,
Right.
right? And that's my
Is
problem
she
with
like a
her.
trad wife?
Kind of. Yeah, she is.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
a trad wife. She's married to, it could be
That's
any
so
guy.
weird.
It could be any guy she's married to, right? She don't really care about him.
Yeah.
I,
I've
I
seen her
I,
husband before.
it's like any kind of Peter Paul David. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
very average looking
It could be
dude.
any kind. It's not even how he looks; it's how he is. It's like, but the thing is, we don't know him, so he might be a great guy. I mean, I'm not gonna say I know her life. She's a public figure. I don't know her personally, but
Hmm.
I do think that there's something about it that does strike me as a bit off because of
Right.
her background. It strikes me as odd that she's as negative as she is towards women. You know what I'm saying? It's her
Right.
negativity that
Right.
pisses me off. It's like you can have those still takes on how women should present in public and still be positive and loving. Isn't that what women are for in femininity?
Do you think that people would care what she said if she were presenting in like a positive, let's be loving and let's be for the girls type of way?
No.
Yeah. Because
Because
even like, what's the, like, you have to, I feel like you have to be a very specific type
a
of
person.
person to pull that off.
Yeah.
Like, what's the girl who did the Brat Summer? Like, she's for the
Like
girls,
Charlie XCX. She
but
is. I love that song.
Yeah, she's for the girls, and she's like positive. I don't feel like she's putting anyone down.
No, no, she's
I
really.
don't
I
listen
like
to
that
her
song is
music.
fun. I played it for my niece, and she was like, "Let's play it again." I was like, "Girl, we're listening to classical this morning. We're calming it down." I was like, "It's no longer summer, darling. We're going to your mother's house. We're going to school." My niece. I was like, "We gotta cool the tempo. We ain't listening to Brat Summer all fall long."
Better,
You know, like we gotta let that be for what that was. Like I had
better
a Brat
be.
Summer too. Like I had a Brat Summer. She did too, but she's 6. She has to learn what reality is.
What is the definition of a brat summer?
I don't even
I
know.
as a man folk,
It's doing
it's just
a
like
lot of
whatever.
drugs and having a great time.
Right. Okay.
It's like
I did not have
or not doing
a
drugs
brat summer. I
and then
remember my
it's like
brat summers.
chilling with your friends, whether they're male or female, drinking a Coca-Cola. I have a whole Coca-Cola in the fridge. I want to see
Right.
what I drink next. You know what I mean? Like I gotta finish it. It's flat.
Okay.
But
Brat autumn. Let's go.
Brat Autumn, right? Let's make the Brat Winter Autumn Fall like remix. The next album is that.
Doing.
You know what I mean? It is so funny, man. I Brad Summer was a
Who are you
great
listening to?
situation. Music wise, well,
Who are you
my
listening to? I try to I try to like
okay,
picture.
my two favorites are like Tinashe and Masego.
No way. See, I would never have thought about that. I would have never pegged those artists for you.
Really? That's what I listen to.
You want to be honest? I think
What do you think I listen
when you are in your home, you're Gucci Mane all the way on level 10. sometimes sometimes OJ the Juice Man.
to? I know who that is. I've heard that name before, but okay. Okay, on
I
that
could
vein,
see you throwing in some Chief Keef.
interesting. I listen to like E40 and I listen to Jadakiss and I listen to Notorious B.I.G. and I listen to Tupac or 50
Okay.
Cent.
On the other side
Oh,
though, I
Freddie
could
Gibbs and
see you
Jack
being a
Harlow.
Paramore girly.
Listen, I do love Paramore, but I love Freddie Gibbs and Jack Harlow. Those are like my crushes and my favorite rappers.
I'm not a fan of Jack Harlow.
Oh
He just reminds me too
no,
much of Drake.
he is
Yeah,
a
he
lot like
reminds me too much of Drake. I'm not a fan.
Drake. Right? He is a
But
lot
Freddie
like.
Gibbs is my guy.
I love
Freddie
Freddie.
Gibbs is the type of person where I would be so he's like I
Bothered
would
to
be scared as
hang
hell
out
to like meet him in
with.
person. I feel like
I
he would either love me or
know.
he would whip my
I
ass.
know. Listen, that song Big Boss
Yeah.
Rabbit. What kind of rapper has a whole album based on a bunny?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I like about him. And but the thing is, let me confess to you, I am
he gives
basically
real
because you're what?
he gives real drug dealer vibes. Like
He does, yeah.
actual I'm rap
No, I like that about him, honestly.
Wait, what'd you say you froze?
I know you froze too.
Yeah.
We froze. We were both talking at the same time. That'll freeze my connection. Um, Let me wait till it comes back. Hello, you there? Okay, we're back.
We're back.
Freddie Gibbs does
I
give
love it.
drug dealer vibes, and I like that about him.
Yeah, I think Freddie Gibbs is he's scary, but he's scary in the best way. Almost like Gucci Mane, like authentic scary.
Yeah, he'll kill you
Yeah.
or kill
He's
somebody.
actually scary. Like
Yeah.
I'd be scared of I'd be scared of Meg The Stallion too if I met her. I feel like she would kick my ass.
Meg. I love her. People
Yeah, you're a
approach me
Meg
kind of,
girly?
yeah, people would approach me kind of like her. I've been called mommy on Instagram. I've been asked on dates so I could just get angry at a guy and like tell him what sucks about him, which is not what I want to do on a date.
Like a Dom?
Yeah, people approach me
Like
like
a
a
Dom or
like a dom. People will approach me like a dom.
what?
Like you know that
That's kind of fun,
character in
no?
Uncut Gems, Julia Fox's character. People seem to think of me kind of a bit like her.
I could totally see that. That's so funny. Wow. Are you are you monetizing this or no?
No.
Is it creepy to you?
Yes.
Really?
I don't see it in me, but other people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't say that I can't say that you give me Dom vibes.
Well,
You
you
give me like
understand,
strong woman vibes.
right? But people don't know the difference.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like whenever I'm dating someone, I feel like I tend to ear more towards the soft. Does that make me like a bad person? Does that make me
No,
like a misogynist?
no, 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 no. That makes you a good person.
Hmm.
Women want a guy who likes them for their softness. That's why I'm confused when everybody would think I'm a doll, right?
Yeah. I feel like now when you say you want femininity, it's almost like you're trying to be a misogynist, like you're trying to put a woman
That's how
in
people
her
will call it. Yeah,
place.
yeah.
And it's
People
like,
will treat it.
yeah,
Yeah, people don't respect femininity anymore because they even told women to not be.
right. Which is annoying because it's like that's the best part. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah, no, people don't speak about femininity or masculinity. They talk about like dating games and like how to have sex. They don't like speak about,
right. You know, it's weird. I feel like right, right. I feel like now people are so concerned about what they can't do when dating or what they shouldn't do or what they're scared of doing in dating that no one's actually dating. Like everyone's afraid to get their balloon popped and no one's actually going on
yeah, everybody is not a virgin.
interactive,
Everybody's not a virgin sexually, but they are psychologically, right?
right? Or is it just super immature and scared of people? I feel like we're doing a really bad job at being people to each other now because
I
we're
agree.
all these digital avatars, that we
Yeah.
project out into the world. Like, but what we don't understand is like the digital avatars are the best, most curated, most
Yeah.
filtered parts of ourselves. It's not real,
Yeah, I
So
know.
when you meet this person that was all filtered and filtered physically and filtered emotionally and ideologically, and you meet them in person, you're like, oh, that's the real you, huh? Like you
I don't
feel
like that.
ideologically catfish.
I wanted you the perfect one. I wanted that perfect thing.
Right.
That thing that has never even ever existed, you know?
Exactly.
That's why I love a candid photo, you know? I love like a natural. I like your street
Yeah.
photography a lot. I love your street photography. It's so real. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I
Just being
appreciate it.
honest.
I have so yeah, go ahead.
I only shot some street photography back in 2012. I went down to like the Rally for Sanity that Jon Stewart ran. I think it was to support the Obama presidency or whatever the election was in 2012. I went down and I did street photography
Hmm.
of that. And I was like a college junior.
Okay.
I do
Yeah,
photography
I
too.
think.
Like when I was in high school, I got a Nikon D3000 and I shot my female friends. I like dressed them and put them in places.
No, we love that. We love that. I first of all, thank you for the compliment. I think the hardest part about photography now is every like the same thing. Everyone wants to be pretty and everyone wants to be this Instagram chic, but no one wants that real insight into them.
You know, it's a
You know,
Kendrick
and
song. I want to say real ass with the stretch marks.
right, exactly. No one wants that. Everyone wants
No one
to
wants
be
stretch
edited.
marks. Yeah,
And I think stretch marks are the dopest part.
they're cool. Any man I've met who is a real normal guy, like likes women who have curves, but they don't all like women who have curves, right? Like men like women, they like femininity. And if a
Right,
woman has stretch marks and they have curves or rolls or anything, they like it. You know what I mean? They're never like pressing me on
right.
any kind of size I'm at. I don't even know what my size is.
And I think it's something very bizarre about the male when you use this term, and I promise I'm not like
Oh,
a
don't assessing
feminist,
yourself.
but I no, I mean, because then people are gonna be like, oh, he's a simp. No, but I read
No,
books. um,
right.
so the male gaze is interesting because it makes it so easy for us to dissect women by their body and by their assets and by the most consumable parts, right? But when it comes, almost like it's almost like the analogy that I use is this: women's personalities to a lot of men are the waiter, and their sexuality is like the plate of food, right?
Interesting.
Um, we all know that when we're in a restaurant, we don't give a damn about the waiter. We just care about getting our food. And sometimes we're even mean to the waiter because our food isn't arriving how it is when it's supposed to be there. Right. So when we
Wow.
look at female sexuality, it's like for the male gaze, it's like, I just want the sex, but the personality, the humanity, femininity, whatever, is the inconvenient gatekeeper that we have to get through to get to the sexuality.
I think that makes sense, what you're
Yeah,
saying. Based on my life experience,
right.
right?
We
I'm
try
not
to,
a I'm a feminist, but I'm not.
people, and I
I'm a
don't,
person.
right. And look, we're all human, right? We're visual creatures, we're sexual creatures. And you try not to treat women in a way that's disparaging or disrespectful, but at the end of the day, I believe that you can have platonic men and women friendships, but at
Yeah,
the end of the
yeah.
day, there are going to be situations, there are going to be situations where there's a sexual charge, and but it's about being respectful in that.
Right. Even as a woman, I mean, I don't want to damage any of my male friendships, right? So I don't cross certain
Right,
lines with people because they mean too much.
right.
Imagine that. Putting sex to the
Yeah,
side as it's not the only important thing in the world. You know, it's a source of
right,
life. It's not a
right.
problem that people are sexually attracted to people, but it is a problem when they put that at the forefront of all the human relationship meaning, which is like, I'm a
Exactly.
humanist. Like, I like people. I hate sexism. I hate
Right.
misogyny. I hate racism. I hate, you know, the phobias on gender or sexuality, homophobia or transphobia. I hate it all. Don't I now I'm sounding like a San Francisco or Vermont poster outside of a person's house I don't like. But the
Right.
point is you gotta keep it like human. You respect
Yeah.
people. You don't want me to be an OnlyFans slut because you ain't got the time to talk to me on the telephone.
Right.
Yeah,
I
you'd
think that
love if you
people, I
could
think that's what's
subscribe for
missing. I think
25
that
a month.
people,
You'd love if you could subscribe for 20, 25 a month to see my nudes.
20, 25 a month is way too low, Sarah. You got to
Low, it
up
should
that
be
price.
2,000 or 25K.
There you go. There you
This
go.
shit priceless,
I think that we
basically.
don't see the human in people anymore.
I know.
Wait, I've always wondered how people price their OF.
It's you'll base
Because I
market
feel
rate, whatever
like
market rate.
I feel like there's some $1 OFs out there. I
I
feel like I've
know.
seen some $1 OFs out there.
That was the
And
only
it's
shit
like,
that pissed me off.
girl,
That was the only shit that pissed me off about Beyonce was her promoting OnlyFans actually. 2 or 3 years ago, she released a song where she was like on her demon time. She uses her OnlyFans. I was like, Beyonce.
oh gosh.
That bothered me about her, but I get actually, it's almost about tilting the wheel back towards female power or sexual power for women on men because women do run the game. I feel like we live in either a toxic matriarchy or a patriarchy that switches back and forth, and I can't figure out what is what.
Right.
I
I
can't
feel like,
tell.
when it comes to, for me, when it comes, and not for me because I'm not a woman, but when it comes to like sexual empowerment, I feel like it can only be truly empowering if it's not based in the approval and validation of an external source, right?
Yeah,
So
nor
your
the market,
OnlyFans is
nor economics. It should be them
exactly,
from both.
it's only as empowering as the people are willing to pay for you, right? Like you have to get that empowerment from yourself. Like speaking of Beyonce, right? Like if Beyonce walks in a room, she doesn't need anyone to validate her. She's freaking Beyonce. But if only fangirl walks in a room, her power is based on
The Brad.
her coin is looking like that day. I feel like would you be? I don't think you would be a OnlyFans person, but would you be like an influencer?
I guess I accidentally am.
Okay, I can see that.
I don't
I can
know.
see that.
The people who like my shit are other creators like you or normal people.
Right.
So I think that makes you an influencer, right?
You know
Like,
what I love about your work?
what? What?
Go ahead.
Tell me.
I love, and I said this earlier to you, how subversive it is, right? Like in a world where everyone is just doing these comedy trends and like, oh, this got 1 million views. Let me do exactly that, but with my face on it. You're like, no, I'm going to have these intelligent, well thought out, or maybe not so well thought out, but well felt streams of consciousness that are extremely human, that are extremely well done, and they mean something. It's not just like I saw whoever do it on TikTok and blow up. It's like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm going to throw it at the wall. If it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I know that it means something to me. And to me, that's the definition of good art.
I'll be honest, I'm lucky that I worked in tech because I learned a lot about like social media algorithms. And so I learned like you really can't predict what the algorithm's gonna do. You can only predict what you know you like, you know? And
Right.
so I just like being myself as edited or unedited as I want to be, or as filtered or unfiltered as I need to be, or as real as I want to be. So for me, it's all
Right.
just about self-expression. I'm like a performance artist, basically, you know. This is someone told me,
Exactly.
they were like, "You're a performance artist." I was like, "Oh, that's what that is." Because I don't care if I look bad. I don't care if I look good in a picture. You know.
Right. Well, you happen to always err towards the good part, but I
Dang.
feel like your content, you're welcome.
Well,
I
I
feel like
had
your
to.
content
People
is
told me to lean into my looks as a female comic. I was like, well, I'm not leaning into them and like performing in a tiny shirt. I'm gonna like dance like a hoe because that's what y'all want, and I can do that, and I like to do it. You know, it's like if that's what get a like, and that's what boost my algo to get you to pay attention to what I have to say. You know what I mean?
right. I mean, it sucks that we have to go down that route,
You have
but
to sell facts. Let
I
it.
feel like your
You ain't gotta
content
sell
is
facts. You let it
very,
sell itself.
hey, there we go. It's very early YouTube. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of very like when filmmakers were just putting up cool stuff on YouTube and not caring about the commerciality of it. It was just I just think it's cool. Like I feel like
There's so
dancing today.
cool
Cool,
creators on
you
YouTube.
know?
There's so many cool creators on YouTube. Some of my favorite
Right.
artists are just like YouTubers with like no followings. You
Right.
know,
And it's like the heart first of all, I'm gonna go back to I forget her name if you named her, but you used to wear the blonde wig and the
Katrina
southern
or
accent.
Katrina,
Yes.
Karina.
Yes.
Yeah,
Karina was the homegirl.
Karina. Karina was
I
really
loved
cool, wasn't she
Karina.
cool? She was like,
I I wish Karina
everybody, it's Taco Tuesday, everybody. Everybody get in the car. Everybody get in the car. Get in the car right now. I said, get in the car. We going down to Taco Tuesday. We gonna get our tacos. You gonna put your seatbelt on.
she reminded me so much
Any like
of
Southern
every
mother,
Georgia
right?
woman that I know.
Every Georgia woman, right?
Yes.
Karina was a great character. Karina went on
Did
a
you
date
like
with
do you
Hank.
come up
Karina went
with
on a date with Hank.
do
No,
you
so
do you
listen,
still
that was
character right?
well, Karina was my favorite character because Karen was like the popular insult for white women. It was like worse than the N word for white people.
Oh, I
You know what
never
I mean?
connected the two. That
Yeah, it was like
that's
any woman
funny.
named Karen. I met a friend whose mother was named Karen who like
Wow.
called her crying. She was like, it's like this is funny though. Like I like this. Like Karina is like a little Karen. You know what I mean? So the point with calling her Karina was it was like diminutive of
Right.
Karen. So it was like I don't know what y'all see, but I
That's
have a jewel
funny.
pod. My jewel pod came from I don't know what Latin American country. It was like Peru, Guatemala. That sounds like too urban. I'm like, I don't know where this jewel pod from, but that shit tastes good, baby. I love that jewel pod. Karen is such a good character. I love Karina. Yeah. It's a good
I
character.
love
I should do
that.
it again. I should get another blonde wig and do her again because she's funny as hell, Karina. Karina's like, vote Trump.
You
Karina's
should.
like, Karina's like JD
No,
Vance,
we love
JD Vance. But Karina would
that.
also flip. Karina would fuck with Karina
JD
would fuck with Kamala.
Vance.
Karina would fuck with Kamala and Waltz, whoever her running mate is, who I've not even paid attention to yet because I already know what the fuck that guy is like. He's just stable. He's a stable white guy. She's like,
Right.
she's just like Kamala, Kamala. Me and Kamala at the Taco Tuesday. Kamala, get in the truck. You know, she's like, you know, what's funny is there's a really good Trump
I
sign up
feel
here.
like what is it?
It's a good, it's a good Trump sign up here. It's like I could go for a mean tweet and $2 gas. Ain't that the
That's
truth?
masterful. That's
Ain't that
masterful.
the truth? Ain't that the truth? Because it's like
That's masterful.
It is masterful, actually, right? It's smart.
Where you're at in Connecticut, is it more red or blue?
Even like the Alabama part of
Or is it like
Connecticut.
a healthy mix?
It's a mix, but it's more red than blue here in my part.
Yeah,
My
my experience with Connecticut, I've been to Groton Long Point before, and it was the worst.
What brought you there?
It was the worst.
What brought you there?
One of my best friends in high school, she had a summer home up there, and so she invited a bunch of guys. She was a guy's girl, and she was also not very aware of the world outside of her own head. So, she brought up a healthy, not a healthy mix.
And a
She brought up a
lot of
healthy mix
guys
of
come hang out with
diversity.
her. Oh, okay.
The problem was it was a healthy mix of diversity, and her townsfolk, the guys in her town, weren't too happy about it. So
Racist?
we heard some explicatives hurled around about our presence, and she she basically had to keep us in the house whole day, the whole night.
God.
She was like,
She's
"Yeah, there
like
was this
mama.
party we were supposed to go to."
Mama. She was like mama. She was like, y'all
Yeah,
gotta stay home. Y'all grounded.
she was like, "If we can go to this party, but you're gonna have to. There's gonna be a fight." I was like, "No, we can stay home. It's fine. We could watch TV and do the popcorn thing."
The episode of The Bachelorette in real time.
It's like The Bachelorette, but American History X version. That's what we were dealing with.
Christ. Wait, what was the ratio of like
but
not white people to not to white people to our kind, my kind?
in our group, so our group, so we're from New. Oh well, on your side, it was all white folk. It was because it was a really wealthy town. Not that black folk can't be wealthy, but that
Wealthy. I
particular
know that
town
place. That's
was
expensive
like
there. Yeah.
very, yeah, it's crazy. And then our group, it was like five guys. No, it was like seven guys, and
Mhm.
me, and then two other black dudes, and then the rest were like white guys,
And
one
how many
Asian
was
guy.
the total?
So it was a very healthy mix. It was like
Well, we
seven
love
guys.
diversity. Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
that bad. Oh, and the white people hated y'all. Why?
yeah, and it wasn't
Seen the Barbie
everyone. It wasn't the
movie?
whole
Haven't you seen the
town.
Barbie movie? She was living a Barbie dream life. You know, have you ever seen the Barbie movie? It's
I
good.
love Barbie.
I love the Barbie
I
movie.
thought that the Barbie hate was so uncalled for.
I know,
It was
right?
like y'all are proving the point of the movie by hating on the movie.
That's what I'm
It's so
saying.
weird.
Like Ken is the best character in the whole movie. He goes, patriarchy is amazing. It's where men and horses rule the world.
Basically, I,
So cute, you know?
you want to know what the most messed up part of my Barbie experience was? So I'm
What?
watching it, and during I go during the middle of the day, so no one's like scoping me out or whatever. And then the movie ends, and this guy behind me, he's like, it's really effed up. The best part of the movie was a man, and I'm like, dog, did
No,
you
it's
just
not.
watch this movie? Like, way
What do
to
you
just
expect,
prove
man?
the whole point.
Barbie loves
Right?
Ken. I
Like,
like,
don't.
you know what I think was intelligent was the way they made Ken blonde. It kind of struck me recently was like kind of cool. They made Ken
Right,
blonde. And I liked he talked about blonde fragility versus white
right,
fragility. He says blonde fragility, which is very interesting, right? Because people talk about white fragility all the time. It's interesting to say blonde fragility. And his job is to do beach. He's not even a lifeguard. And in Barbie's world, he's like, "Can I stay over
right.
tonight?" She's like, "I don't know why. What would we what would we do? He's like, I don't know.
Right.
Because they don't know about sex. They're like, he's like, I, he's like, I don't know what we would do. And she's like, neither do I. And she goes back to all her friends. And like, that is a really diverse
This is a
cast.
question. This is a question that I've had about that moment. And I know that they're dolls, so they don't know what it is. But when when you're in a situation where a guy is like, "Hey, let me come over," is there a moment where you're ever questioning the intention of the "Can I come over?" Or is there like I feel like we talked about there being a possibility for there to be platonic friendship, but do you by default go to like, oh, this guy's just trying to smash?
No, I don't. I question, does he have self control?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's just actually what I
Wow.
judge is like, can you stop you from hurting us?
Wow.
Do you have discipline? Do you have
That's
internal control?
that hit. That's
Well,
one.
listen, my best friend, one of my best friends on earth is John, and he's my platonic great friend. And
Is this
I
John
consider
from is this DJ John?
the John we know, yeah, our John, our
Yeah,
mutual
okay,
friend.
cool. Yeah, love that guy. Love that guy.
John and I have a relationship where I can sleep in his bed next to him, and nothing
Mm.
goes down wrong. But you know how rare that is to find?
Super, super, super.
Incredibly, incredibly rare. He's one of my best friends on earth. And like he and I are
Right.
literally homies. I was like, we should have a friend child together. Like, I love you so much. Let's have a child who's our friend child, who's co-parented. Because I joke that he's the dad of my dog.
I love that.
I make
I
jokes he
question
abandoned
what
us.
that
I'm like,
takes though.
you left us. I'm like, you left me and Delilah. You raised Delilah just enough and then you let us go. You don't love us like you said you
That's
loved us.
hilarious.
Yeah, we have a great
I
friendship, him and
love
I.
that.
He's the best, man. He's the best
I
man.
wonder
Go
what it
Johnson,
takes
Johnson,
to
Johnson.
build that though.
It
Go
just
John.
happens
I
or
love
it doesn't.
John.
You don't have to
We're
try.
fans.
It just is or it isn't. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Because I've had female well, I've had women friends who after like a year of getting to know this great person, it's like it's not even that I want to smash, it's that you get to know a great person. And then it's like,
It's
shit.
connected. Right.
Right. Right. So then I have to go through the process of, and it sounds so horrible, Sarah, but then I have to go through the process of in my mind trying to figure out all of the like non-dateable, like detestable things about her, just so I can create a moat
Separate.
of like protection. Right. Like, oh no, I would never. I
I
I
could
shan't.
never. I don't even like her. Right. Yeah.
Ugh.
So the thing is, John helps me hate relationships, which is cool about John. John is like,
Ooh.
nothing.
Ooh.
John has this such good shit to me. He's like, nothing's ever made me happier than my creative work. Has anything ever made you happier?
There
I
we
was
go.
like, as a matter of fact, no. And he's like, yeah, I just don't even understand the point of all that. And I was like, yeah, I completely agree. And like, that's the benefit of that friendship is he's helped me with male issues. He's helped me. He's told me, do not go see that guy again. Block him. Don't talk to him. He's bad for
Mm-hmm.
you. He's no good. He's a good guy. What's funny is he
Right.
was like, I was like, yo, if we're single and we're fifth day, let's get married. And he was like, only after you have a first husband, because it's clear you're still working on that.
There you go. I was
Isn't
dating
that
in Connecticut.
not the best? I don't really date up here. I tried a little bit and it pissed me off. So I, so I stopped.
Really.
Yeah, I dated a finance
Yeah,
guy.
New York is trash as always.
The first finance guy I ever dealt with was like an ex-New Yorker. Oh, listen to this shit. You'll like this as we wrap up the episode. He was like half Pakistani, half white. And he was like,
Ooh,
my he was like, I grew up in a third world country. My mother was from Ohio and my father was from Karachi. And my father was a diplomat. And in the day, I went to the American school, but in the afternoons and in the evening times, I was out on the streets in Karachi. And then he said to me, you don't really strike me as American or white. He was like, you strike me as like international and bohemian. I was like, and then the icing on the cake was he told me I talked too much. I'm like, you know, I'm a female comedian and you keep asking me out.
right.
I talk too
That's what I do for
much.
a living, huh?
Tell me to shut up. You think I don't like being quiet? Why don't you say something? I hated that. That pissed me off so much. I stopped dating. That was the first date and like nice connection I had, and it went like a month long, and it was like
Wow.
rude.
Well, finance broke, you know.
Because the thing is, like, he thinks he has aesthetic taste because everything in his house is white because he lives above the Tribeca furniture store that sells everything in white.
That's funny.
He ain't got taste.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? I know the artist who made that, and they would not like you.
Wait, do you actually?
No, but I can imagine, like, you know what I'm saying? I can imagine that I know the artist who makes shit he buys from, and they don't like him. They'll take his money, right?
Exactly. Exactly. That's how it is, though. How it is for
The game is dumb.
yeah.
Wait, so what are you
Well,
working on lately? Working
I
on
hope the game
photos
goes.
mostly? Are you doing video stuff or
So photos, for sure. So what I'm working on now is putting together a string of different series that are all targeted towards different messages. Um, just it's one thing to scream out in the wilderness your ideas, but it's another thing to be able to convey it in a piece of art that is transcendent. So that's what I'm working on now.
yeah, transcend. You should make a photo book or
And
you should
hopefully
release
I'll
an
have
album of photography, even like a coffee table book.
we'll talk about that soon. Might have
You
a
should make a
surprise.
coffee table book.
And hopefully, we're in talks to be working together and collaborating on something very soon
I
as
hope
well. So
so. Let me take a picture of you, okay?
yeah, you were my first shoot
Really?
ever.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
During
honored. You were
COVID,
that was a
you were
fun
my
time,
first
man.
shoot.
It was a good time. It
That was
was
fun.
fun.
I
I
brought
love those
out a
pictures. You
whole
should send them again. I like to see them again. I mean, I don't have them
reel
anymore.
worth
I
of
think they're so, you know,
they're somewhere.
they're cool.
Yeah,
I have them
yeah.
probably
It
back
it
in my,
it'd be interesting.
I'll put them up to promote the episode.
Yeah, I'm excited to. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I love that. I love that. But
Oh, I'm
I'm
gonna end
interested to see now.
the recording.
All right.